Last summer, Jewish Family Service was informed that we were receiving stimulus funds through the City of Seattle to expand our food bank program. We are delighted that we're now serving clients out of our new space. One of the special things about this new food bank is that we've created a customer choice model. Our clients can come in and select the items that they can really use as opposed to being given a bag of food. It enables our clients to be served with a great deal of dignity and respect. Because of the recession, this is one of the most dramatic increases of need that we've seen over many, many years. We have the wonderful partnership with the Jewish Day School. It's now really incorporated into the curriculum of the 5th graders. Before their exposure to our food bank, many of them had no sense of the needs that people can experience, and it allowed them to really feel like they were making a difference.
Working on this food bank program really makes me think about all the people out there who don't have food.
When I do the food bank, I feel like I'm helping the community.
You feel like you're really helping out world hunger.
These people who get the food have one less thing to worry about.
Dear JFS, my family and I are so grateful to JFS for their services. I've always felt like I was being treated with respect and treated with dignity. I'm writing to thank you for all your help. They've never let me down, and they encourage me to do my best. Thank you for all your support and kindness during some of the hardest years of my life. I'll always remember you.
Jewish Family Service came into my life when I was dealing with a lot. One morning I woke up and I was completely numb from my waist down. I went to work that day thinking that it would go away, and it didn't go away after 2 weeks. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. It was traumatic for me because I knew it was going to change my life. Every year thereafter, I had more disability. I started out with crutches, then to a walker. Then I went to a manual wheelchair. It takes every bit of energy, and I had profound weakness. I knew that I needed a motorized wheelchair. It was one of my luckiest days when I contacted Jewish Family Service. They put me in contact with my care manager, Cheryl Began, and all good things started to happen from that point on. I received help with my motorized wheelchair, $600. That was a huge help. It gave me independence. Cheryl helped me look for an adult family home. She was a person who listened. All the concerns I had, she was able to come up with solutions. She truly cares. She started out as a case manager, but she's become a friend. And Jewish Family Service has been my family.
When I get on board on the aircraft and we are heading to United States, it was a very strange and difficult feeling. You don't know what waiting for you in that country. I started work with the U.S. Army in Iraq as an interpreter because I saw a lot of death by the chemical weapons in my country, and I believe that something's supposed to change. Because of my job with the U.S. Army, I put my family in danger in Iraq. My father got kidnapped by a rebel group. It took more than 2 weeks to get him back. After that, I decided to just leave Iraq. I just want a good future for my kids. When I come to United States with my 3 boys and wife, JFS met me at the airport. Margaret, she take me to my apartment. She put the furniture in it. It gave me first hope. I will not get lost in this country. After that, they registered for the schools, for the kids. And my first job in United States was through JFS office with the Puget Sound Education Service District. They just gave me that hope to be a useful person in the United States. So I decided to be a volunteer. I help in translating and pick up the people from the airport coming from my country and other countries also. It's very important to support these organizations. JFS are doing a really great job helping the refugees from all over the world. They're not looking at your religion, they're not looking where you come from. It is just because you are human.
My son Michael is 28 years old. He is severely disabled. My desire has been to make sure that every day of his life is as special as it can be. Families want to involve their children in an opportunity to connect with Jewish ritual, and it can be very difficult because you do have often behavioral issues.
We would bring Michael to our synagogue, and it was often very uncomfortable for us because people would give us looks, and so we always felt like we had to leave.
Certainly in our case, our son is rather spontaneous, and while we take great joy in that spontaneity, there are certain codes of conduct, as it were, and expectations in a ritual environment. And yet the ritual itself, the laning, the singing, it's something that our son would respond to. Essentially, Lois or I would stay outside of the sanctuary with him and sit in a chair next to a speaker. You know, that felt awkward at times as well. You have to look for another alternative.
Sha'arei Tikva literally means gates of hope. It is an opening of gates where everyone can feel a part and connected.
Our involvement with Sha'arei Tikva began at the beginning.
When we first took him, he was so excited. And I think the major thing that he loved was the singing.
We celebrate occasions like Hanukkah, Passover, the High Holy Days, parts of the Jewish year that will give them a rich experience.
Michael had never been on the Bima, and so I accompanied him, and it was a very powerful, moving experience.
We've had families come up and said, that's the first time my son, who's 30 years old, was able to come up and touch the Torah and feel comfortable and safe.
It's an opportunity for us to gather at a place with other families and share experiences.
We understand what we go through with our family members. It's a very special thing to be able to come together with those friends now over the years and sharing that commonality. If you go back just a generation or so, people that were different in their ability levels were often just marginalized. Religion ought to be connecting and touching from one entity to another. Sometimes when a person has a disability, it creates a perception of disconnection.
Sha'arei Tikva has afforded an opportunity for us to have a meaningful link to the Jewish community.
Sha'arei Tikva says we are all connected. It's our responsibility to reach out and make that connection.
25 years ago, we were at an early SAJD planning event, and Ken Weinberg said to us, "You are not alone, we are with you." And that's a sentiment that JFS has stuck with all these years.
We want our family to be as big and as inclusive as possible. And when that happens, then you really do know that family matters.